So, you want to try starting a business? Well, I already have. Multiple times. So, here are 7 of the most life-changing lessons that I wish I knew when I started my whole entrepreneurial journey as a teenager. It took me 5 years to learn all these things, but I'll teach you in this single video. Alright, so the first lesson is that you have nothing to lose. So of course, don't just be a degenerate and go do a bunch of things that are gonna ruin your future because you think there's nothing to lose. That's taking it the wrong way. But if you really think that doing something is gonna result in a positive outcome, then go do it. Because since you're so young, you can make so many mistakes and still come back from it. Now is the perfect time to try new things. Now is the time to get experience and learn as many lessons as possible. And that is what flipped the switch for me. If you aren't happy with your life now, then trying and failing will only put you back to your original condition. And there's still that chance that you succeed, meaning you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. All right, and the second lesson is that knowledge is everything. The people who are making the most money now, people like Hamza, Andrew Tate, all these people make a living from selling knowledge. And the best part is the expenses are low, because think about it. All the information, all the product is up here, it's in your brain. So if you gain a bunch of experience now in your life, you learn a bunch of things, you master a skill set, then 1 to 2 years down the road, you'll be able to sell the knowledge that you acquired over those 1 to 2 years. Because it took you 1 to 2 years to learn those things. So teaching someone in a 30-minute course is gonna save them a lot of time. It's also really important now to not just acquire knowledge, but learn how to apply it. So when you're reading books and everything, the goal isn't to just get through the book. It's to actually learn something in that book and apply it throughout your life. Therefore, a big tip for you would be that whenever you come across something when you're reading that you could apply, stop reading and write it down, because you're gonna forget that in the next 10 seconds. So the second something becomes applicable in your mind, it's something like a light bulb goes off where you realize that you can actually do something based off of what you just read, write it down, and then go do it as soon as possible. Also, listening to top-notch speakers like Jordan Peterson would immensely increase your articulation skills. In any form of business, you're talking to people, you're constantly speaking, and learning how to use words to get something and to express ideas is super important. All these things together, reading, journaling, listening to articulate speakers, and just understanding how important knowledge actually is will immensely improve your life. All right, the third lesson is that money isn't everything. So of course, we all hear this constantly, people saying that more money, more problems, you shouldn't just chase money. And that's because it's true. If your goal is to only make money, then you're just gonna burn yourself out in the long run. Especially because if you do an online business, but you're only doing the online business for the money, and it's almost like a scam and you really don't feel fulfilled whatsoever by doing it, it's equivalent to having that 9-to-5 job that you try to avoid. The goal with these online businesses, the goal with just business in general, is to actually be passionate about it and find freedom through it. And of course, it's gonna be difficult. There's gonna be a lot of times where you feel like it's just hard labor, but you have to get through that to get to the actual passionate work. So that's just something to think about. Don't only chase money, chase passion. All right, and lesson number 4. If you've been watching my channel for like the past few weeks, you've noticed that I've been talking a lot about morning routines. So number 4 is to not overcomplicate your morning routine. And that is just because the morning is the most fragile part of your day. If your morning is good, then the rest of your day will typically be good. So if you're going to optimize any part of your day, I'd recommend optimizing the morning. And how do we do this? We do this by getting straight to what we're optimizing for. If you're optimizing for work, instead of spending 3 hours reading, journaling, meditating, spend those 3 hours working. Because if what you're doing is optimizing for work, if you're doing all those things so you have a good work session, then you're using all your energy doing things so you can get to your work, that by the time you get to your work, your brain power is so much lower than when it started in the morning. So if you're optimizing for work, then spend your mornings working. Get up and get straight to work as soon as you possibly can. Maybe get some water first or whatever it is that you have to do, but don't put a bunch of things before your work if the goal is to just get to the work. Cut out all the resistance and get straight to the meat of the morning. All right, number 5. You can't isolate yourself forever. So a lot of people, they talk about going into this long work mode period where they're only working, they're not talking to people, they're just at their desk working in a dark room, kind of like mine, I've talked about it a few times, but I think a lot of people misinterpret it. So you can't just lock yourself in a room and expect your life to get better. because it won't. In fact, it may get worse. Do things outside, meet new people, eat good foods, do things that would actually improve your life in all aspects. If you're going through a period of just hardcore work for like 1 to 2 years, find times to actually enjoy the rewards you get from that work here and there. All right, and number 6 is to work in silence. If you were truly confident that it would get done, you wouldn't tell anyone because the action would speak for itself. So stop telling people all your plans and just do the thing that needs to get done. It's pretty simple. People overcomplicate it. The whole idea of working hard and starting this new business thing is to get results. If you tell everyone what you're going to do before you do it and you get excited about it, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start a business. You're telling all your friends, I'm gonna do drop shipping. I'm gonna get so rich and do all these great things. You're gonna try to make the excuse that you're just trying to manifest it. But in reality, what's going on is by telling everyone your goals, you're getting the dopamine rush as if you've already achieved it. If you don't tell anyone about the big projects that you're working on that you know are gonna take time, then what's gonna happen is you're gonna wanna actually accomplish the project. You're gonna wanna complete it and get great results from it so they can find out about it. Because everyone wants to be able to brag. They want everyone to know about what they've succeeded in and their great accomplishments. But if you don't tell anyone about them and just let them see the results themselves, then the desire to achieve those results will be much higher. Especially because if you tell small-minded people big ideas, they're gonna shoot it down. When if you show them the end result and it's already done, then they can't shoot it down. There's nothing they can say. Leave it private until it's permanent. Okay, number 7. Pick something and stick with it. So I picked social media and building personal brands like 5 years back. That was the one thing that I was super passionate about. And I didn't even know I was building personal brands. I thought I was just having fun on social media, doing what I loved. But turns out this is a super high value skill. And I got so good at it throughout the past 5 years that now I can just start fresh personal brands like I did last year, and I can grow it from 0 to 300,000 followers in that same year. And I recently just tried the same thing on YouTube. Within the first month of trying to actually get consistent on YouTube and grow, I went from 4,000 to 20,000 subscribers in that first month. So what I'm trying to tell you is if you pick something and stick with it for a long period of time, you're gonna master it to the point where people want to pay you for that skill. So instead of jumping business model to business model like I kind of did at the beginning, the main goal is to pick something and stick with it. So if you want to join my private community where I'll give you personal advice on how to grow your personal brand, you can check out the top link in the description. You don't really have to do anything. I don't really care personally, but it's just for you to go check it out if you want to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.